Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, coming to you from Muscogee Media Studios here on the Capitol Complex of the Muscogee Creek Nation in Muscogee, right here on Tulsa CW 1219. So glad to be here. So glad that you're joining us. Got a great lineup for today's show. Lots of great things to share with you. Talking about the festival coming up. Want to talk and make sure we reiterate all of the great things happening at the Muscogee Creek Nation here and around the tribe. And also what's going on in Indian country afar of some of our brothers and sisters out there. National headlines being made. President Obama, of course, making a trek to the Standing Rock Sioux Reservation there in the northern parts of our country, and it's definitely very historic. First time a sitting president has visited a tribe or a nation since, I believe, Bill Clinton. So it's been a while, and a very big trip coming up, and it's going to be neat to see the president there at the Standing Rock Reservation. So keep your eye on that nationally. Lots of things going on around here. Definitely about to kick off this big Muscogee Creek Nation Festival, 40th year. Talk about so many great memories, so many great things. And Sunday, actually tomorrow, you want to definitely go out for the Bass Classic. Be kicking off at 6 a.m. there, early morning in Eufaula Cove, and see all those boats launch out for a chance to win the Muscogee Creek Nation Bass Classic, all the prizes that go with that. Big time event that really kicks off the festival. For this week on the show, we've got some great things to share with you. Our emergency management team being honored for a very nice recognition up in Shawnee for their work with the tornadoes of last year. Also, we'll take a look at some workplace giving events coming up for the Higher Education Scholarship Foundation. All that and much, much more as we head here to our very first break. Want to make sure that nobody goes anywhere because we've got those great stories and lots more information for you. So we'll take a quick break here. We'll be right back with the rest of the Native News Today.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
Pumunakadat nak aza gidomen ajai jahaniat omen ibuwakidos.
Danielsen ogitskish ponshongi benoat pomio poshomizatlish.
Momesh Harishongigo imongin hobidagi ani omaga pomahahoye imongin oma ponchomegigosh. For more information about Muscogee Language Preservation, please call us at 918-732-7724.
For 3 years, kids have been asking their parents, what is that hill on the river going to be? What answer did you give?
Did you tell them that someday that half-finished structure will be one of America's most important attractions, bringing visitors from around the country and the world to Oklahoma,
along with hundreds of millions of dollars into our economy?
There'll be state-of-the-art interactive displays that bring to life the stories, history, and culture of the 39 tribes that share this state.
A 210-acre landscape park and trail system. Beautiful retail and business space.
This will be another jewel in the crown of our state's tourism industry, and it will pay eternal tribute to the origin of our great state.
It's not a matter of whether we can afford to complete it. We simply can't afford not to. For the current generation of Oklahomans and the generations to come, let's finish it.
Let's finish it.
Let's finish it.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muscogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. So give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary.
We are thinkers and readers.
We are dreamers.
We are doers and sharers.
To honor all things that make our Muscogee Creek Nation strong, we present you with the opportunity to expand your literature and the literature of our children.
Log on to MyOn to read books in English and Muscogee. We are Muscogee Nation, and we are readers.
And welcome back with us here on Native News Today. Our first feature this week, very, very touching story and very emotional story, as you might guess. Last year in May of 2013, tornadoes, historically deadly, I mean, they hadn't ever seen tornadoes like these, hit the cities of Moore and Shawnee and those surrounding areas. And much like a lot of other Oklahomans, when that happened, the Muscogee Creek Nation Emergency Management Team, led by James Nichols, Phil Booker at Risk Management, sprung into action, definitely headed to the first storm there in the Shawnee, Bethel Acres area, and helped with the cleanup. They took the entire arbor care service here from the Muscogee Creek Nation, cleaned off trees and everything like that. And for those efforts, those guys, you know, they didn't need accolades or anything like that. They were just going to help and humbly do so. For those efforts, they were recently recognized by the Intertribal Emergency Management Coalition, and we were there to share with you all their recognition. When historically deadly tornadoes hit the Shawnee and Moore areas in May of last year, Oklahoma was dealt a mighty blow. But the resiliency of this state and its people never wavered, with groups coming from all over to help in the time of need. Special groups, like the Muscogee Creek Nation's Emergency Response Team, who last week at Shawnee's Fire Lake Grand Casino, not far from where they were helping pick up the pieces just a year ago, were recognized by the Intertribal Emergency Management Coalition for their outstanding response and service.
It's humbling to be recognized for something that we would do no matter what. We knew the night that it happened that there's a lot of Native American citizens that live within this area. Didn't matter if they were Creek people, it didn't matter. We knew that there was a lot of people that needed help. Shawnee, Bethel Acres area is one of those areas that is so small, so rural, they don't have a lot of resources. And we knew that with everything else going on in the state and in the region at that point in time, with all the tornadoes and severe weather, that resources were going to be just real slim. Emergency situations can occur often and without much warning, a fact that necessitated many tribes coming together for the formation of the Intertribal Emergency Management Coalition.
The idea of Item C, which we established in 2004, was to bring all the tribes in Oklahoma together to work for one common goal. And that goal was to develop an emergency management coalition so that we can definitely work together, help each other out in time of need. Some tribes has a lot of equipment, a lot of resources, where others don't. So the whole intention of the Item C is to bring that equipment to the people who may need it that doesn't have it. So far it's looking pretty good. We're doing a really good job of doing that.
Phil Booker, who as risk manager for the tribe oversees the Emergency Management Department, recognizes the unique opportunity that his agencies have in working together with other established programs.
We want to network and work with other surrounding tribes around us because of relationships across our borders, as far as one jurisdiction to the other, your cousins that live across the boundary lines, this and that, plus our other tribal members and stuff that live in other jurisdictions. And working with counties, a lot of our counties are multiple tribal counties. So you got Osage Nation, Cherokee Nation, Creek Nation sharing one county. So we've got to work with one another and the other agencies within it, the locals, municipalities and things like that.
He also is quick to praise the members of his team's dedication and is glad to see their hard work is recognized.
I know a lot of times someone will say the only time they call me up is when they need something done, but and again I remind them, you volunteered for this, and this is the kind of thing we get in return for that. It's a little recognition to show their hard work and their loyalty to the tribe and to the other citizens and other just citizens of Oklahoma.
Coming down and being able to do what we trained to do, and then being recognized at an event like this with not just tribal emergency managers, but state, federal, and local officials here, knowing that we'll step out there and do that's amazing. I don't know what else to say besides it's amazing.
What a wonderful job by our emergency management team there, and such a great thing to be honored. We certainly want to send out our congratulations from Native News Today and want to thank them for always being there when emergencies arise. It's a great thing and a great asset for the tribe to have them. Moving on to our next story, another great asset for the tribe is our transit department, our ever-growing transit department. Got a new building coming up, really adding a lot more things, tools in their belt, if you will, over there at transit. And if you've been around Muscogee lately, sometimes it might seem a little bit like San Francisco. You see the old school trolley rolling through, see all the Muscogee Creek Nation seal, everything on that trolley. That is their newest addition over here, and it's really been doing a fantastic job for them as far as helping with their numbers. And I went over actually to the transit department, wanted to take a ride on this trolley, and went with Charlie Lesarge, manager of the transit department, and we just basically took us a little stroll on the Muscogee Creek Nation trolley. Hopefully you'll see it around town and take a ride. We're here at Muscogee Creek Nation Transit. This beautiful trolley is sitting here, and I am with transit manager, Mr. Charlie Sarge. Charlie, let's get on this thing and take us a ride around Muscogee.
Sounds good.
All right. So Charlie, tell us a little bit about kind of how the tribe had this idea for the trolley, and actually you guys went about it in a way that you got a heck of a deal on it as well.
We're kind of blessed to have in the roads program because all the money comes from federal highways. So we're able to use federal highway money on our roads and our transit system. So we put the purchase of a bus in the yearly TIP, which is a transportation improvement plan for our roads program, and it allowed us to purchase this vehicle, the trolley. The trolley was going to run around $175,000, but at the time they had a display trolley, which is the one we purchased, and it had 5,000 miles on it. So we saved about $15,000 on the purchase of this trolley.
The trolley itself, having it eases up a lot of the transit demand, I think, and really brings a lot to the transit authority.
Yes, it opens up some of the people that do call-ins, don't have to do call-ins, and we put a scheduled route out, and we don't expect that route to really fall in place for probably 4 to 5 months, but people are starting to get used to our daily schedule, so they'll ride it. And we have 20 stops here in Muscogee. We have 4 designated places, which one of them is our Creek Nation Council House Museum. We're going to put up seating shelters for people to come that's 3/4 closed in, and that way if they're there when it's raining or something, they'll have somewhere to sit and wait on it. We're hoping to have a solar light system that is lit up even at night when we're not running, so to stop vandalism.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the big things, the city of Muscogee has really worked well with us on this. They're willing to give us lease spaces for those shelters. So the city, I kind of praise the city because they really work well with this.
You talk about, not only are we talking about transit, but tribal driveways and federal roads, like you said, they all kind of work together, doing a lot of projects. You guys have been real busy lately and got some big things coming up too.
Yes, anything we do in the federal roads filters back to our transit because we get better roads. If it wasn't for the roads, we wouldn't have been able to have a transit system before. Luckily, we worked real hard, my staff and I, and I praise my staff for the work they do because they keep on top of things. But we brought our ridership up 300% in the last 2 years, and we were only receiving But our last grant was $398,000, but after we got the transit turned over 300% for FY14, we went from $398,000 to $1.96 million we get from the federal government for that year. That's not something we'll get every year, but we have always fell on our roads program for financing and support. We won't have to do that now. We'll have money sitting there that we can purchase whatever we want to, some new vehicles. If it wasn't for grants, you know, it'd be hard to survive here. And,
and you guys are keeping your numbers up.
Yes, I mean, we're just constantly growing every day.
So things looking good for transit. Well, we certainly enjoyed our ride on the Muscogee Creek Nation Trolley today. Want to thank Charlie and Sarge, all the great people at Transit, for accommodating us. I know it's a little different for the driver, everybody here, to have us, the crew, on, but certainly appreciate spreading all the great news. And want to let you folks out there know this is running 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. You can call 918-732-7909 to schedule your pickup, or if you need a ride somewhere. And one of the great things that Charlie and his people have done is they've set it up to where if you're a Muscogee Creek Nation employee, pick you up, get you there in time for work, get you there, get you home afterwards. So runs 5 days a week, and last route right in front of the complex there at 5 o'clock. Definitely want to schedule you a ride on the Muscogee Creek Nation Trolley. Thanks, Charlie.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, and our thanks once again there to the great people at the Muscogee Creek Nation Transit Authority. Had a lot of fun riding around on the trolley. Definitely call them up if you need a ride somewhere around town and want to go in style. Our next story here, actually we're going to re-show a video that we've shown before, but wanted to make sure people kept their minds aware of the Muscogee Creek Nation Higher Education Scholarship Foundation. This is something that Dr. Pete Koser, his staff, do a wonderful job, and they're about to have a big event next week, June 18th actually, starting at 12 at the Mound Building. Their employee workplace giving program is having a kickoff event, letting all the Creek Nation employees know how simple, how easy, and how meaningful it is for them to be able to contribute out of their check to the Creek Nation Higher Education Scholarship Fund. It's a show of the strength of our sovereignty. It's a great thing that we're able to fund our next generation of higher education scholars. So it's a great thing there. And if you don't know much about the Higher Education Scholarship video, this video here will let you know.
I've always been proud to share with other tribes how higher education, or education in general, is a priority with the Muscogee Creek Nation. And I felt like that we could even do more. And so I had this idea about a foundation that's privately funded that can help fund more students to go to school. And it was a vision that I've had for a number of years. I've seen it work with other tribes, and I know that we've always taken a lot of pride about being leaders in what we do as tribal governments at Muscogee Creek Nation. And I felt like this could be something we can do. And I had someone in mind, actually, of maybe heading us up. And I visited with him, and he and I are really childhood friends. We grew up together in Muscogee, and he was the ideal person because of his affiliation with like University of Arkansas, Southeastern Oklahoma State University, Oklahoma State University, and knowing what it takes to have the ability for students to go to school and how much money it takes, and that was Dr. Pete Koser.
Chief Tiger and I have been friends for many years, and again I was at Bacone and interested in his administration, and with Dr. Johnson as well, we started communicating about what they were doing here at the tribe, and our conversation led to me becoming more interested, and then us collaborating together about a possible foundation here.
Dr. Koser and I visited, and I offered him a position to actually be the one that starts this, and right now we're at a great pace in making sure that this is a success.
Through the National Council, we received the official approval to move ahead with the 7871 Foundation. And here in the state of Oklahoma and nationwide, there aren't very many 7871 foundations. Again, that's based on the tribe's ability to exercise the sovereignty And again, it's self-determination. So there's an ownership by the tribe and ownership by the Muscogee people. The three components of our foundation include, of course, the scholarships, and then research that will be conducted by Creek citizens, and then community initiatives. And so that's, those three are basically the priorities of the foundation. Again, we're into scholarships now, and we are providing scholarships to our citizens.
We're not using tribal funds. We're not, accessing any of the funds that the tribe has to offer. This is all donation. So it's an important part of what we do as tribal citizens to help one another, to see them be successful. And the foundation obviously is a big part of that. I was pleased and honored when Dr. Kozer asked me to be a member of the foundation and have some input on some of the scholarships that were established. Also, just the easy access that we have as tribal employees. We just sign a couple of pieces of paper and send it over to finance, and they get it set up to where money comes directly out of your account every month and goes towards the scholarship of your choice. I established a scholarship in memory of my grandfather. His name was Jackson Narcomy. He was a well-known artist, sold t-shirts at the festival every year, just a big deal, and he always looked forward to doing that. And I've seen the struggles of a starving artist and what they go through, and there's not a lot of opportunity for them. So I thought, what a better way to not only honor my grandpa, but be able to help out another citizen than to establish this scholarship and allow them access to some funds that will help them pay for art supplies and the things that they need to be successful with their education.
Ichki Momanichka, which translates from our Muscogee language into the English language as a mother's love. And the scholarship that my fiance at the time, Cher Ridge, and myself, we were looking to do something in honor of our marriage and our marital reunion, and in lieu of our not wanting to really accept gifts and money and cash that comes along with marriage sometimes. We're both, I think, sometimes, well, when I say sometimes, a lot of the time, socially active, I guess you'd say. So we wanted to use our marriage as another opportunity to really highlight and have another opportunity to really do something what we believe in, which is helping out our community, especially our Muscogee community. So we decided to forego the, I guess, typical donations from family, whether it be a gift registry or monetarily. We established the scholarship for single mothers.
Knowing that what I had faced as a college student, as a single mother, we seen that there was that gap that was still missing in our own scholarship program here at the Nation, and we wanted to create that opportunity for a young woman to be able to finish school, go to start school, or let her know that there's additional support out there. And most importantly for us too, it was to make sure we make a connection. Whoever selected for our scholarship, we want to make sure we make a personal connection with that young woman to let her know she has additional support. And we were very honored this last year, the young lady that received our scholarship. In a roundabout way, Indian country is very small. When we started to conversate with her, we learned I'd actually had worked with her mother. So we're now friends on Facebook, and she lets us know what's going on with her college career plans. And we just want to be an encouragement to her, let her know we're proud of her and that the scholarship is more than just money to us. It really is that we want to be a support, and we want to see that young woman and her family be successful.
Well, I had decided to go back for my MBA, and there are no federal grants for that, and I have a large family. So I started seeking information through my tribe, Muscogee Creek Nation, and they told me about the Foundational Scholarship Program. And so I applied, and they awarded me the scholarship. And I was very excited because, we don't have a large income for our family, so it meant quite a bit to me to help with that financial obligation. And I was able to go before the National Council to receive my scholarship. And I think the most exciting part was meeting the donor. Wonderful man, and he had made the donation in memory of his mother. And I was able to hear the story and actually tell him thank you in person. And it just meant a lot to me, not only the support from my tribe, but just the support from people, and they believe in education, and they believe in it enough to give their own funds. And I hope someday that I'll be in a position where I can do that as well. It was an exciting time, and he'll be part of my life forever now. And we see each other from time to time, and we just hug, and because he invested in a piece of my life, and it meant a lot.
Now families are getting involved. My wife and I, we actually funded the Philip Kuhn Scholarship because he's such a treasure for Muscogee Creek Nation. To have a scholarship in his name, I think, means a lot to those students that receive it because of his background. And we're looking at maybe funding another one in the name of someone from our family. So it's taken a domino effect, and it's really been very positive. It's unlimited what we can do with this.
Okay, and that'll wrap up another episode of Native News Today. And if you're watching the last video there, gives you a little bit of information on the Muscogee Creek Nation Higher Education Scholarship Fund. A very great thing there, and a big event coming up this next week, June 18th from 12 to 1:30. It's at the Mound Building at the Muscogee Creek Nation. That is the kickoff event. All Creek Nation employees, you can come over and join. I invite you to join for the kickoff event. You can learn about the Scholarship Foundation program, the workplace giving, all of that. It's very simple, very easy, and it's a great thing for the folks at the Muscogee Creek Nation who are employees that want to, just give back in any way that they can. This is a chance to do that at the kickoff event. So it's all going on next Wednesday, the 18th. At 12 p.m. at the Mound Auditorium. Come out. It's going to be a very great event. You can talk to all the people that make it happen, get a little bit more information, and it's a very, very worthy cause. Want to see a big, big number and a big turnout for the kickoff event for the Scholarship Foundation. Well, we want to thank you folks out there for watching us this week. We certainly hope you enjoyed seeing the Muscogee Creek Nation Emergency Response Team recognized for their fast service and their fast response when Oklahomans were in need, maybe more than they've ever been there in the Shawnee areas and the Moore areas from the tornadoes that devastated us last year. Them receiving recognition from the Intertribal Emergency Management Coalition, a great thing there, and we were so glad to be there. And also talking about the trolleys, such a neat thing for the Muscogee Creek Nation Transit Authority to now have that, and it's just another vehicle to go around and provide transportation, and really a neat thing there. The city of Muscogee is really behind it too. CATS, they've just made lots of partnerships. It's a wonderful thing. We always love when you catch us here on the CW 1219. If you can't, go on our YouTube page. Check us out on Facebook, Native News CW19. Check us out on Twitter, Native News Guys, and check out our, as I said, check out the YouTube page. All of our videos are on there, and as well as a catalog of all of our recent episodes. For myself, Jared Moore, Tyler Roberts, all the great people to make this show happen. Thank you, folks, and we'll see you next week.